Did you miss the big game last night? Well, don't worry. Oh. Did you miss the big game last night? Well, then you missed out. But don't worry, because I draw sports. Do, 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 do. Theme song. Do, do, do. Theme song. Do, do, do. Theme song. Gonna get a theme song. And it'll be something like this. Gonna get that beat drop. I draw sports. Alright, so the Rockets won their game last night 96-85 against the Utah Jazz. And at first, it was pretty evenly matched. Houston was down by only 2 points at the end of the first quarter, down by 5 points. I sound like a fucking idiot. Houston Rockets ended up winning 96-85, but you wouldn't have guessed that would have been the way that it would have gone, because at one point the Rockets were down by 15 points on the Jazz, and they just willed themselves back to a win. Now, in I Draw Sports, my platform is I do not want to use video highlights or audio from the games themselves, because I am terrified of being sued for copyright infringement. So I will be drawing all of the highlights. This is a highlight sports show. I'll be drawing all the highlights. Oh my God. I'll be drawing all the highlights by hand myself. I'll probably have a portion of them pre-drawn beforehand, because just for a time saver, so you guys don't just have to sit there and watch me draw stick figures. So at one point in the game, it was pretty insane. One of the craziest things I've ever seen any team try to do in defending the Rockets. The Rockets got the switch and got Rudy Gobert on Chris Paul. Here is Rudy Gobert right here, obviously. And then this is Chris. What the fuck? This is Chris Paul right here, a much smaller man and player than Rudy Gobert. But I mean, Chris Paul, he's got the ball right here, and he is just dribble. Rudy Gobert, he's trying to keep up. Oh, crossover, dribble, and Rudy Gobert just kind of falls down by the wayside, and Chris Paul just drains the shot from that mid-range shot from the corner right there. There's no excuse for not doubling that. Later in the game started to get a little bit chippy between these two teams, the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz. I forgot to draw a face and hair on Rudy Gobert. That rhymed. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. But here's what happened later on in the game. Was James Harden is trying to dribble the ball down the court, and Ricky Rubio got in the way. He's like, I'm gonna block you. And so James Harden barely touched, like he was just like an itty bitty, like, let's see how lightly I touched this stick figure, Rudy Gobert. Barely touched him. Literally that hard. And Rudy Gobert, God, it's Ricky Rubio! Ricky Rubio just goes down like a down pillow and slides across the floor like he's made out of balsa wood. I don't know what kind of wood that is, but I know it's light. Then Rudy Gobert comes up and he's like, I'm gonna get James Harden. And he runs into James. He tries to knock James Harden down, but he doesn't realize he's so tall, but also so skinny that he just kind of bounces off of James Harden's slightly athletic, mostly rotund frame. It's a weird body frame. It's kind of like he looks fat, but he's not. He's fit, but like he quits basketball, he is going to be fat, okay? But he bounces off of him, and they get the foul, and then James Harden pretends to yell at Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert's like, and then they yell at each other. In the end, the Rockets prevailed, winning 96-85. The Utah Jazz put up a valiant fight, but couldn't hold on for the win. The Rockets are 47-13, number one in the Western Conference and number one in the NBA, and it just looks like they're pretty unstoppable on this win streak. It doesn't matter how good or mediocre of a team you are, like the Utah Jazz, but at some point, the Rockets are going to put you in the ground. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of I Draw Sports. Just a little bit more information about me. My name is... I didn't say my fucking name at the beginning. Just a little bit more information about I Draw Sports. My name is Tristain McDowd, and I'm just a huge sports fan, and I've wanted to do a sports show for quite a while. But like I said, I'm afraid of copyright infringement things, so I'm going to create my own music. It's going to be a highlight show based off of the biggest events in sports from the previous day or week. And I will draw them out myself, as you saw. People ask me, they're like, Tristain, where did you come up with an idea like this? And I just told them, I don't know, I just thought of it. And I think I'm really blessed to have this opportunity and this chance to put my sports knowledge out in the world, my artistic creativity out in the world. I hope you guys enjoy this moving forward. I know I had a lot of fun this time, so just remember, if you missed the big game, until next week, I've got you covered because I draw sport. Just remember, if you missed the big game, don't worry about it. I got you covered because I draw sports.